This is Laurel Cove, the amphitheater here at Pine Mountain State Resort Park, and we're joined by the naturalist here, Dean Henson. Dean, tell me what goes on here at the amphitheater. How do you guys use that here at the park?
Well, the amphitheater is usually used for special events. There are a number of weddings that occur there each year. Yeah. And of course, it's the primary location for the Queen's coronation on Saturday of the Kentucky Mountain Laurel Festival.
Now, we want to talk about some of the things that you don't want to miss when you come to the park here. And one of them, Daryl, yours is Chain Rock.
It's Chain Rock because, I mean, all of us are Kentucky boys, and you've always seen the postcard of Chain Rock, and that's the signature item here. But when you go up the winding drive and you go out on that and you're at the top of the world looking down, it is one of the coolest sensations you could ever have. It is pretty amazing.
Dean, tell us about that rock up there.
Well, he's right. When you go visit Chain Rock, you have a commanding view of 3/4 of the surrounding countryside.
Yes.
And I would say that even though you have the feeling and sensation of being on top of the world, you're actually down off the mountain crest about 300 feet or so. But it is got a commanding view of the surrounding Cumberland Mountains. You're looking out in over what is called the Narrows, the Pineville Water Gap. That's Kentucky's other gap. And it's a tremendous view to appreciate all that's wild and wonderful about Bell County and southeast Kentucky.
Howie says what he's noticed here is there are postcards everywhere.
The first thing you notice when you pull up to this mountain lodge is just that it's so pretty. They've got flowers everywhere. It's so welcoming. The rooms are great. The lodge is great. The food is great. And then you walk out on your back porch and it's like a postcard. I mean, it really is. You look out your back porch and it's a postcard. You come out the front, it looks like a postcard. You go on these hiking trails that are right around the corner. It looks like a postcard. We walked back that Honeymoon Falls. It was beautiful.
Holding hands, by the way.
Oh, it was so sweet. It was so sweet. It was such a romantic moment. But it was like down in a canyon. You got the falls on both sides. Really pretty.
Dean, talk a little bit about one of the things I've noticed when I come here. There always seems to be fingers of clouds slipping up through the bosom of these mountains around here.
Well, it's especially so in the early part of the day when the fog is hanging on. Sometimes it does slip through the trees and kind of serpentine-like. It creates moods and feelings, and also great opportunities for photography. I think one of the best things about this park and lodge and the environs there around is that it's had a lot of time to mature, and the maturity of the landscape and the natural surroundings, I think, make it an impeccable location for visiting, especially for those that enjoy the outdoors and lovers of nature.
One of the things that we got a chance to experience yesterday, and if we don't hear of the TV show, we're going to get it today, is a storm coming up the mountain. Listen to what we heard yesterday on top of the mountain. Nice little summer squall came up on us there this yesterday afternoon, Dean. Even in the inclement weather, the mountains are fascinating.
They are. We have a pretty good location for seeing the weather as it approaches here at our lodge. As you look out our dining room windows, you can see a tremendous view to the west. You can see approaching squall lines and storms and tremendous displays of lightning.
Like that one?
This guy knows the man. Well
on cue.
Yeah. Right on cue.
I think that we do have some pretty fascinating weather occasions as well as natural occasions in terms of flowering and so forth too. It's a little bit of everything going on.
Now, Dean, we've talked about some of the things that we say you can't miss when you come here. Anything that you would suggest for folks coming in and visiting Pine Mountain perhaps for the first time that they want to make sure they hit?
It's, in my view, Pine Mountain is one of Kentucky's last great natural places. And the area here has mature forests with trees that are 300 to 400 years old and sometimes 3 to 4 feet in diameter. It's an old landscape. It's kind of like an ecological museum, a time capsule. It's going back, it's an opportunity to go back and see Kentucky as it once was, when it was an entire biosphere. What we have now are fragmented old-growth forest remnants and slivers of bygone eras, relics of forest. But it's a tremendous place to visit, not to be missed if you're going to come down to southeast Kentucky.
Well, we've had a tremendous time this week traveling the parks, this month really, traveling the parks of Kentucky, especially in the southeastern part. And we want to invite you to come visit with us at these state parks. We want to show you some of the sights that we've seen over the last several days traveling your Kentucky state parks. Simply the finest parks in all of America. Come see us, Kentucky State Parks. Here's what you don't want to miss.
You're not.